Mathematics class 11 chapter 16 probability. In the last class we have studied exercise 16.1. Today we shall study some more definitions and terminologies connected or related with probability. Event. Any subset E of a sample space S is called an event. Now we know what is a sample space. So any subset E of a sample space, that we call it as the event. To understand this, let us take an example. Experiment of tossing a coin twice. Suppose you are tossing a coin twice, then the sample space S will be given as HH, HT, TH, TT. Now if suppose we are interested in those outcomes where occurrence of head happens only once, okay, then you know here H or head happens only one is here HT, another one is TH. So the event E will be given as HTTH. Now obviously you can see that these two elements are part of S. That means E is a subset of S. So we can say that E is the event. Occurrence of an event. The set E of a sample space S is said to have occurred if the outcome omega of the experiment is such that omega belongs to E. Now when we say that the occurrence of an event has taken place, when we say that the event E of the sample space S, when the outcome omega of the experiment is such that this omega is part of the event E. Okay, if it is not part of the event E, then we say that the E has not happened or the event has not happened. If the outcome omega is such that omega does not belong to E, we say that event E has not occurred. Okay, so that is the occurrence and non-occurrence of the event. Types of events. Number 1, impossible and sure events. For this, let us take an example and try to understand. For example, a die is rolled. Now if you roll a die, you know that the sample space has got the 6 elements. Why? Because it has got 6 faces and each face has got the number. So then the sample space is S equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Let E be the event. Now I take an event such that that event is the number appears on a die is a multiple of 7. So we are taking an event E which has got the number appears is a multiple of 7, that is 7, 7 into 2, 7 into 3, 7 into 4 and so on, right? Now we know that 7, this one, when you see the sample space, this 7 into 1 7, 7 into 2 14, all these numbers will not appear here, right? We can see clearly it will not appear because this will be up to 6 only. It cannot be more than 6. Therefore the event E which I am assuming or I am taking will be equal to empty set or 5. That means no element of the sample space ensures the occurrence of event E, right? There is no element of this set A S is like happening in E, right? Because it is not ensuring the happening of E. That means E is a phi, right? E is a phi, and this E is a phi is called an impossible event. Now let us try to understand sure event. Let F be an event. Okay, for the same experiment we are taking another event F, and I am assuming that event S, the number turns up odd or even. Okay, this is the event I am taking. That number can be either even or odd. Okay, then you know what are the even numbers. Even numbers are 2, 4 and 6, and odd are 2, 1, 3 and 5. So any number occurs, right? So you can say F is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means this is nothing but your sample space S. That is all outcome of experiment ensures the occurrence of event F. Therefore F is equal to S. E is a sure event. So this is a sure event and this is an impossible event. Number 2, simple event. If an event E has only one sample point of a sample space, it is called a simple or elementary event. So if your event has got only one element, then you call it as a simple or elementary event. In a sample space containing n distinct elements, there are exactly n simple events. So if suppose your sample space has got n elements, then the simple elements will be exactly n. Okay, for example, S is equal to H and T. Okay, suppose we are rolling a coin once, then the outcome will be H and T, and these singleton h, that is E1 is h, and this singleton t, E2 is equal to t. These two we can call it as a simple events because they have got only one element, right, or one simple sample point. Okay, so we can call these as the simple events. Number 3, compound event. If an event has more than one sample point, it is called a compound event. So if an event has got more than one element, then you call it as a compound event. Algebra of events. Now this algebra of events depends on the set theory. Okay, so set theory we have studied that intersection, union, difference, complement of a set, all that we will be using here or defining this algebra of events using those set theory. Okay, so let us try to define the algebra of events. So number 1 is complementary event. For every event A, there corresponds another event A dash called complementary event of given to A. It is also called the event not A. So the complementary of event A is A dash, okay, and it is not A. And as I said, it is defined using set theory. So we can define this as A dash equal to omega such that omega belongs to S and omega does not belong to A. This means S minus A, right? So A dash equal to S minus A. A dash is also not A. So element of sample space, but they do not belong to A. Then it is A dash or not A, and it is called as S minus A, or you call it as a complementary of set A or complementary of event A. Number 2, the event A or B. Set A and B are two events associated with a sample space, then A union B is the event either A or B or both. This event A union B is called A or B, right? So A union B, we call it as the event A or B. A union B means it has got either A or B or both. Then you call it as a union B. And we can define using the set theory A or B equal to A union B equal to omega such that omega belongs to A or omega belongs to B. Number 3, the event A and B. If A and B are two events, then the set A intersection B denotes the event A and B. So A intersection B, intersection of two sets, will give you the event A and B. Okay, so we can define A and B equal to A intersection B equal to omega such that omega belongs to A and omega belongs to B. Number 4, the event A but not B. A minus B is the set of all those events which are in A but not in B. Okay, so A but not B is A minus B. Okay, the set A minus B is A but not B. Okay, so A minus B is nothing but A but not B. Okay, that is A minus B. And A minus B can be also written as A intersection B dash. What is B dash? B dash is the complement of B. That means this much, S minus B, because I am taking B dash. Okay. Now next you have got mutually exclusive events. Two events A and B are called mutually exclusive if the occurrence of any one of them excludes the occurrence of the other event. Okay, so occurrence of one will exclude the occurrence of the other. Then those events we call it as a mutually exclusive events. That is, if they cannot occur simultaneously, in this case the set A and B are disjoint, that is A intersection B equal to 5. So two sets or two events are mutually exclusive events, then you can say that A intersection B equal to 5. Exhaustive events. If E1, E2, E3 up to En are n events of a sample space S, and if E1 union E2 union E3 union up to union En equal to total union n equal to 1 to n, Ei equal to S, then E1, E2 up to En are called exhaustive events. That means union of all the events will give you the sample space. Then those events we call it as a exhaustive events. Axiomatic approach to probability. In this, some axioms or rules are depicted to assign probability. So in this axiomatic approach, we are going to use some axioms and rules, okay, to calculate or find the probability. Let S be the sample space of random experiment. The probability P is a real valued function whose domain is the power set of S and range is the interval, closed interval 0 to 1, satisfying the following axioms. Okay, so these are the axioms we are given where we are taking S as a sample space and P as the probability as a real valued function. Okay, and the domain of this P we are taking as a power set of S and the range will be closed interval 0 to 1. Then number 1, for any event E, probability of E is greater than equal to 0. Okay, so probability of any event is greater than equal to 0. It can be 0 or greater than equal to 0. Probability of S, that is sample space, is always 1. This implies that probability of phi will be 0. If E and F are mutually exclusive events, then P E union F is equal to P of E plus P of F. Okay, so this is P E union F equal to P of E plus P of F. P of E is probability of E and P of F is probability of F. Let S be the sample space containing outcomes omega 1, omega 2, omega 3 up to omega n. Then S is a sample space, so we can write it as a omega 1, omega 2 up to omega n, right? These are the elements or the sample points. From axiomatic definition of probability, we can give these conditions. Okay, so number 1, 0 less than equal to P omega I less than equal to 1 for all omega I belonging to S. Omega I is the element in S and the probability of this omega I will be between 0 to 1. Number 2, P omega 1 plus P omega 2 plus up to plus P omega n equal to 1. So total of all the probability will be 1. Number 3, for any event A, P of A is equal to sigma P of omega I, where omega I belongs to A. So this omega I is belonging to A and probability of A is given as sigma P of omega I. Equally likely outcomes. They are all outcomes with equal probability. So the probability have got equal possibility to happen. Then we call them equally likely outcomes. Probability of an event. For a finite sample space with equally likely outcomes, probability of an event A is P of A equal to P of A by N of S. Sorry, this is N of A by N of S. Okay, P of A, probability of A equal to N of A by N of S. Okay, N of A is nothing but number of elements in set A and N of S is the number of elements in set S. Now, this is, sorry, here the number of elements in set A and this is number of element in set S. So this is number of element in A, number of element in set S. If A and B are two events, then P, that is probability of A or B, equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A and B. Okay, so this is the formula you can say. This you can also write in a set theory way, that is equivalently this P A or B, that is P A union B equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A and B can be written as minus P A intersection B. P stands for the probability. If A and B are mutually exclusive events, then P of A or B will be P of A plus P of B, because this part will be 0 or phi. If A is any event, then P probability of not A, P means probability of not A equal to 1 minus P of A. Okay, so these are the few formulas and axioms and rules that you should keep in mind, because we shall use this while calculating the probability or solving the exercise. We'll keep this much for today. Thank you very much.